In today's video, I'm going to be replacing the vinyl overlays that I have on my current Emblems on my 2015 Plus WRX, and I'm going to be replacing them with the JXR Performance front and rear emblems. I've got two here to show you guys the difference. We'll look at them in a second, and then we'll roll some beauty shots. So if you're not convinced that you need front and rear emblems on your 2015 Plus WRX or STI, I will convince you in hopefully only like 30 seconds with the beauty shots that we'll start with, but then with how easy the install is and what a difference these make on the car. All right, so I have both emblems here. I've got the carbon fiber style and the gloss black style. I had carbon fiber style overlays on my WRX, so I know a lot of you guys like that, so let me show you what they look like from JXR Performance. So the carbon fiber style overlays, it's basically a carbon fiber style vinyl on a gloss black emblem, and they come pre-stuck together just with some 3M backing. These are super easy to install, but I wanted to try the gloss black overlays on my current WRX, so I'm not going to be installing these, but these are for sale on JXR Performance, and they are super cheap, pretty much the cheapest emblems you can get out there and the highest quality. So these are the JXR Performance emblems that I will be installing. So what they come with is the front and rear emblems, the gloss black frames, and an extra piece of 3M vinyl if you need it for the front. So here are the gloss black frames, pretty nice here. As I unwrap the front and rear emblems themselves, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel and you want to see more WRX or automotive content, please consider subscribing. And then here are the front and rears, gloss black emblems, back to 3M tape. And basically the way they work is they sit inside the frame, like so, and then the tape itself holds the frame and the backing onto the car. Let's spend all of the 5-10 minutes that it takes these to get these on the car. The real time here is actually just getting the existing adhesive off the car. That's most of the time, otherwise this would take maybe 2 minutes. So let's get into it. As you guys can see here, one of the reasons I am replacing just the vinyl overlays is one, I don't like the chrome frame itself, and two, if you accidentally use any type of cleaning product on this vinyl, it like literally never comes off, and you can see there's a little bit of white discoloration right here. So I'm gonna take a heat gun and I'm gonna evenly heat the surface, making sure that I don't damage the paint, but I wanna heat this enough that I will be able to peel off essentially the frame itself. I'm then gonna take a plastic trim tool. You can actually see with the heat that we've got some bubbling here. That's okay. I'm gonna take a plastic trim tool here and I'm just gonna try to get underneath. And I'm gonna be careful not to damage my paint here, but I just started getting underneath and I'm just gonna work this tool and start breaking that bond. I'm just making sure I take it off on all sides so that I don't jam the actual frame into the paint either. It's just coming straight back. So you can see most of the heats have stayed on the car, so let's get some Goo Gone and pick this stuff off. All right, with a little bit of help from our friend Goo Gone and some fingernail scraping and a couple applications of Goo Gone, we've cleaned this up. It doesn't have to be perfectly clean, but for the sake of the video, I made sure it was spotless. And now we're gonna take our rear badge, which is the smaller of the two, and we're gonna set it up like this. We know the frame, if I can do this, the frame is gonna sit in like this. We're gonna peel off our tape and push it in. And then we're gonna apply a fair amount of pressure here, pushing down on all corners. I'm even gonna stand up for this. And there we go, rear emblem applied. Super easy. Okay, so now we're onto the front one. We're gonna do the same exact process essentially. Let's get this thing off. And there we have it. The front came off actually all as one. All of the double-sided tape on the back came up with it. So this one was super easy to get off actually. It was really hard to get a pry tool under there, but once you get the pry tool underneath, whole thing came off. And that's because the front needs more 3M tape, and even stock, it's a thicker piece of 3M tape, and that's what a lot of the manufacturers that make these, other than JXR Performance, don't provide an extra piece of 3M tape. So often you won't have enough to actually get this thing stuck on. Once there is bonding, it's not going to come off. Just make sure that you hold it on there for a while if you just have one piece, but if you get the JXR kit, there should be 2 pieces of 3M vinyl provided to you for the security of your front emblem. So let's get the JXR Performance one on. All right, so we've got our frame, our emblem, and our extra piece of 3M vinyl. I'm going to put the extra piece of 3M vinyl on the back here, and then I guess they get this thing stuck on. I've just applied that second piece of 3M vinyl, so I've got double thickness now. I'm just going to apply some pressure here so it actually sticks. And I'm applying pressure in where the stars are because those are cavities. That's how these emblems are actually made. And then I have an emblem ready to go on here. My frame fits on nicely here. And then I'm going to apply a good amount of pressure. I don't want to damage the grill. But this thing is not going to be going anywhere. So I'm applying pressure in the middle to get the adhesion, and then I'm pushing the sides in. Sometimes the frames can be a little bit loose, but that is just by design. And if you actually look at your stock frames, sometimes they are loose depending on the car. It's all about the application process. So if you found that your frame is a little loose on the front and the back, don't worry. It is what it is. That's kind of my take. The next time you get your frame, you can try putting it on differently, but that can happen if you put it on too much of an angle on either side and you don't put it on completely straight. This frame tape doesn't bond firmly on all corners of the framing, so just wanted to make you guys aware. I'm just going to keep putting pressure here, and then I'm going to hold pressure. And there we have it, guys. The front emblem is on the car. Pretty easy to put on overall. Quick and easy thing to do. The only thing that takes time is getting the adhesive off if you have it. The front side, you're probably not going to have too much adhesive because there's almost not enough on from the factory, so that's why we put 2 pieces on for this one. But we're on there. Pretty easy thing to do. No tricks or no special tricks here. It's it is what it is. Easy to do. And let's roll some beauty shots so you guys can again see what this thing looks like on the car and exactly why you should have it.